everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Today's game will feature a team that loves getting it done through the air. The Seahawks are top 10 in passing TDs, and they'll go against the Texans, who are very aware of what they'll be dealing with. With that, let's welcome in our fine broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Evergreen State and CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Houston Texans and the Seattle Seahawks. So the D-line's going to spread out. In the slot on the right is Graham. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. And here's a look at the starting offense. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And he's got Lockett. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even add it a little.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
This is Lamar Miller, and he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
So 2nd down, 3 yards to go now. They'll set up to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Frank Clark, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Let's go. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's third down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be... inside the 35. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. The defensive crew for the Texans. Here's a look.
Whitney Mercilus is rapidly becoming one of the top outside linebackers in the game. As well he should. With that name, he's got to be great.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
I'm ready now for 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, Wilson. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
They'll try to run with Rawls. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Thomas Rawls, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. This fielded at the 2. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. They'll try and start this drive in the air. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. It'll go as a gain of 10 there. And it's good enough for a Houston 1st down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And now this offensive unit, we get a look at their starters. They put up good numbers last week, looking to carry that forward.
Yeah, Brandon, they saw the numbers from last week. They expect to at least replicate them. They think that they can put up bigger numbers this week. They are a confident bunch.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Ladarius Green there as tight end. And it's 3rd down.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. finding time. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and it's 4th down. They got pressure there and only rushing 3.
And there's a defensive coordinator right now who is celebrating not just getting home with 3 there, but realizing if that's the type of pressure he can get in the entire game, then his pass defense is going to be excellent. You're dropping 8. Where are you going to go with the football?
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 1st and 10 inside their own 20-yard line. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Shift together here from the D-line. And to give this time to the tailback. And now the rookie's free. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
We got 3, folks. We got 3. All right, here we go. 3, Detroit!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
2nd down now after the incompletion. Looking to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
NFL quarterbacks work so hard on their mechanics, and they do so much repetition and practice, off-season, the whole deal. They expect it to be autopilot once the games start. That way it eliminates any type of pressure of the game, pressure of people in your face, all of that. That didn't shine through on that throw, though, did it?
No. A little bit of a dangerous pass and off target, too. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Underneath for Miller. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And not great starting field position here for the offense. In the slot on the right is Graham. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
They come out here in the eye. They'll need to get the play off quickly. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. He sets to fire deep. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
They weren't able to complete that attempt, and that was a heck of an attempt there from the shadow of their own goal line, but that tells you how much confidence they have in their offensive line. Go ahead, dial one up, know that they can protect the quarterback and let him fling one downfield. They didn't get it there, but they sent a message for the rest of the game.
No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. They come out 5 wide. 3 of them to the right side. On 3rd down, Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. And he's going to get this one all the way up past the 20-yard line.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. On 2nd down, Wilson. And left side here, it's Graham. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting into the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Halfback sent in motion. Play clock winding down. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. He hits Baldwin right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they get 28 yards on that one. And that'll be good for a Seattle 1st down.
When you see a big-time run to the outside, it always comes back to setting the edge, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and they were perfect in setting the edge there.
And the funny part is, both sides of the ball talk about it. The offense has to set the edge so you can get outside. The defense wants to set the edge to control things so they can kick the run back inside.
Offense wins there.
Offense won big.
His throw caught at about the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. But now the Texans want to call another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. So they're operating in the red zone. In the slot on the right is Graham. From the shotgun, Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And remember, that drive started back at the 2, 98 yards into the end zone to finish with that run.
And what do you think the guy who punts the ball was doing? I mean, when that drive started, he was thinking about, okay, catch it, get rid of it, right? When he's warming up in the net, don't step backwards and create a safety, because he was counting on worst-case scenario. And as the drive went on, he figured...
He turned that net into a hammock.
Exactly. Give me a drink of water and let me just relax.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. Drops it underneath to Thomas. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Houston 1st. Now a play fake here. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a 1st down.
Brief break in the action here. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He was looking for Terrence Williams that time, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Flush to his right. On the run. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl quarterback, Richard Sherman. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Baldwin with it over the middle. Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
Graham slotted out to the left. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll go down at the 28. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. It's caught outright by Graham. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
All right, say it with me now. There are a lot of different words we come up with. Maybe we go back and forth after that play, getting his toes tapped down to make that catch. Crafty.
Yep.
Wiley. Oh, definitely.
All the veteran names.
You name it. Has every move in the book and continued to get better throughout his career so he can make that type of a catch.
And Graham's got it over the middle. And a nice gain at 21 yards. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Paul Richardson in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They go play action here on first down. He's going to try and go deep again. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. They'll throw now on the final play. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to let it go again. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one, as we will send you eastward to Orlando and Larry Ridley. He's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. They'll come up now in the Wildcat package. Second half begins with a run from Miller. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Watch left, watch left, watch left.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Now this time he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to keep it again. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a first down.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Shift together here from the D-line. They'll drop to throw. He's got Fuller. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. All right, here we go. Boom, landed.
And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Looking to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
10 yards still left on 2nd down.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed. Watch him now, Barney.
And the back goes into motion.
Roy.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he comes back with one complete. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
First down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he loses the football a 2nd time.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. The ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Now back to throw. Dumps it complete to Miller. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply, if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. 7 yards on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
He finds his target, Fuller. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
And now for the offense, this is play number 11 here on this drive.
Here we go.
They'll set up to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Kevin Pierre-Louis in there to get him for a loss of 5. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And this is going to be incomplete. C.J. Fedorowicz, the intended receiver. And 4th down coming up.
And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation. You want to take away any chance that they have any decision to make on 4th down. But things happen so quickly in the end zone in this compressed area of the field that you're just happy to knock it away and not allow a touchdown.
They'll set up a throw. Flushed out right. That's caught at the 1. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now Wilson back into his end zone, finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to get this up just shy of the 15. 13 yards there on the pickup. And the Seahawks are going to have a 1st down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
3 yards remaining here on 2nd down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Any team that runs the toss and runs it successfully, that means they win the battle on the edges. That means you seal the edge in order to let your back get to the corner. They got it done there for a very nice game.
On 1st down, Procise. Through an opening, and there he goes. The 20, 10, 5, and all the way Procise, his first touchdown on the year. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. On second down, here's Miller. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. A huge play there for Houston. 62 yards on the ground. Final minute now of the third quarter. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
Hurry up, here we go.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be... There he goes, right side. A great read, and it's picked off. The 30. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Short throw, pick six right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. So they get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And they're going to speed things up here.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
The tackle was made by Michael Bennett.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And this defense looks for one more stop here on third after the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. If you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Then he's got the completion to Hopkins. Give him 7 on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now the 4th-year man from Texas A&M, Christian Michael. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4. The tackle there by Richard Sherman.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Looking to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old-school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Escaping the pressure right. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Here we go now. Please, in that body. Gun.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And his kick here is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
Fresh set of downs here. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now they'll run it on the toss. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They'll come up now in the Wildcat package. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And looking at Houston defensively, they've got a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd. That escapes the sack. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. A loss of... And now the Texans want to call another timeout. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. Here's John Ryan now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And the Texans take possession. And now out comes Houston. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
So 2nd down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on 3rd. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. He'll look to throw, and that is incomplete.
Really good, smart play by the defense, understanding 3rd and short, guarding the first down sticks, and being able to make a play on the football and bat it down.
The critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They're going to look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Call it a pickup of 7. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And quickly, they get to the line. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Frank Clark in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. They'll set up a throw. Wide open receiver complete. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Really nice little connection there. They go with the corner route, and it works out well.
And the best way to set up the corner route, is to throw slants throughout the ball game so that when you're able to get back outside, the defender has to respect the inside game.
So the offense has it, 6-yard line, 1st and goal. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And that touchdown, well, it barely puts a dent in this lead. And unfortunately, I'm having too many flashbacks right now. I remember getting beat down like this playing before.
Oh, yeah? College, high school?
College. Not a heck of a lot of fun. I still remember playing and trying to tackle an elusive tailback who ended up scoring 4 touchdowns, 226 yards. He scored so many times and had so many great runs, I knew every note to their school's fight song.
Bet that ice bath felt extra cold afterwards, too.
Oh, no, there was no ice bath. You're just trying to get out of there before the reporters got to you.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. They come out here in the eye. Going to give this time to the tailback. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. Seven yards to go on 2nd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Now they had the box stacked. That run was going nowhere from the start.
And when you say stacked, you really mean it, don't you? Because when you're talking about a 46 defense, commonly known as the Bear defense, you're covering up the guys inside, and you're allowing other people to get in there close to the line of scrimmage. Usually an 8-man front, that's difficult to block for an offense. On that play, the defense won in a big way. No gain at all.
On 3rd down, Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust.
Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Now some love it, some hate it. Here it is. It's the Wildcat look.
Let's go.
And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
Well, right now, maybe. They're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
A good pickup there, 22.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. This one taken just inside the 10. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Seahawks, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they drop just their 2nd game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.